Alright, welcome to a new Let's Play of one of the greatest classics of its genre, a game which truly made Metroid one of, you could say, it's one of the forerunners of the Nintendo franchise. So, but let's just start it. That's a great show and some demos, so let's just start it. 1994 by Nintendo, Metroid 3, also known as Super Metroid, or opposite, however you wanna say it. Yeah, it is. Bunch of... Okay. Clear this data, alright. Yeah, I played through this before, but let's just now get started. Control settings, there's shooting, jumping, dashing, item select, item cancel, angle up, angle down. Good things, and let's see what's the special ones. Oh, moonwalking. Not bothering to do anything with these. So let's get started.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Here it begins, Super Metroid at Ceres Station, and we got a backdrop of what was previously happened, and it might not be much of a surprise, but that backstory was written before Metroid Prime series existed, so that's kind of clear. But something just attacked this place. Samus can run around. Look at stuff, she can use diagonal things. Plenty of moves she can pull off. But something's going on in here. survivors. But there's Metroid. And look who's back! Ridley, Samus Aran's arch enemy. A big, huge, giant space. You could say space, pterodactyl, dragon monster, cyborg. Occasionally cyborg. This time not cyborg. This time he's very much flesh and blood and murderous attitude. So it would be, you could say, a boss fight again, because the game starts with one. I'm trying to just shoot him. Damage. Oh, but it dropped the lava but came back for it. Yep. Ridley just captured the Metroid. So you can see that the amount of, you could say, dramatic drama and big showdown and showpieces is more prevalent. There's a big amount of development happening during the, you could say, quite few years when you know at hindsight. But there was a completely new generation of hardware, and it had been on the market for quite a long time. So Nintendo was very familiar with what Super Nintendo could do, and that's why Gunpei Yokoi was able to do quite an impressive amount of trickery. But I managed to evacuate. Planet Zebes. Maybe not the home planet of the space pirates, but definitely one of the more important ones. And the same as a spaceship. And it starts right at the surface area of the game. There's rain. There's Samus can do a special super jump called wall jump. It's quite, you could say it's one of the more advanced maneuvers this game has, and speed lovers actually absolutely love it and need to get it mastered if they want it. But this is not going to be a speed run. This ain't even going to be 100% run. This is just going to be a casual playthrough by somebody who is not at all familiar with this game. I played through this game before, you can see from the intro segment, but I'm still very unfamiliar with this game. Well, I'm that familiar that I know that this is very good, and I would say that this original phase with all these corridors, doors you can see, and of course blue doors can only open with a regular beam attack. There's plenty of these kind of corridors which show that, yeah, these are places that you can go, but you don't yet have the key. So I would say that this is, as much as gameplay design goes in this game, it's very, very high quality stuff. And a little tutorial to show that, yep, you can actually shoot down both. And this was originally the shaft that Samus used to escape from at the end of original Metroid. So, but let's just jump down. And here was the battlefield between Mother Brain and Samus. It has been ruined. And I do personally feel that this kind of little locations that, yep, this is the same location by showing the final areas of the previous game, which is say Ruins of Turian, is real good game design in sense that telling you that this is the same place you're returning and it ain't anymore what it used to be. And this is now Brinstar, place that where Samus started her first appearance in gaming. And of course, right at the left, there is a first item pickup with the triumphant new rendition of the item get song. And some kind of thing just activated. Yeah, that's kind of, you could say, very sinister little detail. But no matter, Samus is still going forward. Red doors indicating that, yep, you can't get there. The faces at the walls are now light up. There's just so many little extra details in here, just telling you that how far you are actually getting in the new game. That this is area that there's just so much of environmental non-verbal storytelling, because the only dialogue was at the of this whole game is in there. So all the storytelling this game has, this actually in a sense has actually quite lots of it, is visual and auditory. Nothing, no any kind of, you could say, show of well, it's all shown in action or visual or visuals. And at its still moment, it still is very much feeling that this place is old and abandoned, but there's something going up and awake going on with these little red gleamy beams shooting up. Was there any? Oh yeah, and the map that Samus has at this phase of the game is not, I'm gonna say, at this game, it was not yet completely, you could say, very good at telling where to go. It's because it's just basically just walls and pink area telling that you've been here, and blue telling where you have not been. Very simplistic. But let's just go. And the heads turn as well, indicating that something's up. So this little excursion to Brinstar at the beginning of original Metroid may have had some kind of consequences on things going on. And it does. Space pirates show up, and this new room, new kind of door, which is to say, metal door, which, well, those doors don't have any kind of, you could say, well, they don't open until you basically wipe out all the enemies are here. And space pirates are deploying the troops already. I guess they knew that what was going on. And they will be quite prominent enemies in the game. Although I would say that the sheer lethal plant and animal life of Zebe's dungeons or cave systems are already much more of a source of the threat. Which is to say, space pirates are just basically making use of dangerous wildlife as guards themselves. Self-maintaining, self-sustaining guard force. I would say that is smart, but then again, they are intelligent species. Maybe not the most likable, they are technological scavengers and all that. But these things, maybe they are some sort of guard animals, maybe they are not. Something over that wall. And there's plenty of Division wildlife already infesting this place. Zoo that they're keeping in here, or is it just that they're still short? And a new item, the map screen, showing you big areas of the criteria, and you can even check the Samus's equipment. Yes, spoiler: 2 suit upgrades, Miskel 3 boot upgrades, plenty of 2 suits, 4 miscellaneous, 3 boots, lots of beams. Yeah. And so you can say that, yep, game is gonna be much more vast than the previous one. And like in many games of this genre, it is not always you could say not necessarily necessary to fight all the possible wildlife there is. And the S. Where did I? Oh yes, you can also turn off your upgrades, but there's no really need to. But the game also has some special beam attacks that you can use, and of course now there's also big rooms that you can just go into and save. Oh, I made a big mistake, but it doesn't matter. Save rooms are quite prominent, quite easily found, and quite numerous, so that was not that much of a, you could say, big issue. So, but there was this very obvious path to get that you couldn't get without having the morph ball, so now it would be time to get in. And a nice little jump through there. And that room, if anything, has looks of a danger. So let's just try to get a bomb. Yep, now I can use bombs. But I was too slow. Yes, there's a chance to escape from this boss fight if you are very, very quickly. And I wasn't. Like Chozo built a security system in here with a form of standing up robot monster. That was a tutorial boss fight. And after every boss, there's a boss recovery giving all the health items and rock ammunition. It's just a nice, you could say, nice little detail at the end. And even with that mob, you can clearly see that it's right there, but you can just basically run past it. So there's plenty of this kind of, you could say, game design features which are made to look, well, the game is designed to look more intimidating than it truly is. I find it kind of a nice little extra detail. It's not the most, you could say, subtle detail. tale or subtle storytelling. But it's still, you could say, quite good. So let's just try to go down. And see what's here. Could I actually get through this? Yeah, there's plenty of this kind of... You can open path. Or you can see that there's a path somewhere, but you don't know where it's going. So you just go and blast things. Yep. And also a little bit of, you could say, encouragement to the fact that, yep, you can actually look through these locations. These ones can't be just... Yep, they're immune to missiles and beam attacks, so they had to be bombed. Bombs are also, you could say, quite... One reason why this game is so, you could say, highly regarded is just the fact that, well, there's so much speed. It's very friendly for speedrunners to find all kinds of new tricks to pull off in this game's mechanics. And there's also the fact that there's also these undocumented, unmentioned move attacking techniques that Samus has in her use, giving her quite much of that. Once you know these special moves like wall jumps, you can pull off quite impressive feats of sequence breaking and general speed. But let's go through these space pirates with help of their rockets. I think the official term in the manual says that these are missiles. But once you actually look how they work, they're much more in line of rockets. But let's just go and actually... This is the direction I want to go, but there's this other room I wish to show first, because this is important. There's nice little layers. There's the foreground layer, or at least there's at least a background stage, which has at least, and then there's the second background, which is also the environment stage, and they move in, you could almost different spaces to give you a feeling of much more bigger areas. And then there's even and of course then there's the sprite layers, and then there's the foreground layer with all these transparent clouds going about. So there's lots of graphical layers being used as well. But this, if anything, is foreshadowing. A big statue showing 4 monsters, and 2 of them are familiar ones, and one of them has already been met. Say hello to Cry, Gray, Ridley, Phantom, and Dragon, and they would all appear later in later made games of the series as well, except Dragon for some reason. That thing just doesn't get any explanation about what it is beyond that. Yeah, it's a giant monster that the space pirates are using or employing. Possible to say. And those things take a lot of damage, so there's no point in fighting them. Yeah, I'm checking all these little corridor halls. And here it is, another area of the Brain Star. This time it's much more green and lively, giving much more, you could say, lively mood on the place. And I've already been locked inside this room, so I have no other choice but to go forward. If there was ever, you could say, blatant room to show that, use bombs, it was that one. And a new map upgrade showing that, yep, Green Star is gonna be quite big, and there's even an area called Meridia. So there's a lots of game to play in this game. Way more than the original one, which is most likely something that they really wanted to show. A bunch of enemy critters were just blown away out of existence. They were not that threatening. But blasting through that one as well. Yeah, I know it's real riveting to watch me run through all this room, which I really can't get through with my current equipment. Although I could try to pull off another, you could say, difficult special maneuver called spring run ball. It's a dash ball or whatever is the move called. Basically meaning that you run, then you, with very careful timing, get yourself in the ball form, and then you can just keep dashing at ball speed, ball size, and that would then just give you a chance to get through that obstacle course without issue. But I don't have that, so I am not going. And while I'm at it, I will also save and end this episode right here. This is gonna be quite a long battle ahead. So I will be seeing you next time. See ya.